Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Teach Sleep Repeat. My name is Dylan.
And my name is Hayden.
And we're going to do the head bobbing in the bobbing in the bobbing in the bob. Should we do the whole podcast like this where we say random words? And
Yes. I reckon our audience is riveted.
Oh, look at that retention drop off after the first 10 seconds. They've all clicked away. Imagine if this was your first episode you clicked on. Oh, look, I've heard about this podcast.
Yeah. Oh, they're really
insightful, serious.
Take education.
It's like the Tasmanian Devil. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Lemony fresh.
Do you remember that?
What's it from? Come on, if you know what that's from, write in, please. God, how can you?
I used to do a really good impression of Taz, but I don't know if I can now.
Go on then. You gotta try.
I'm
trying to think you sound like. You sound like someone else, not Taz. Oh, I don't know.
Anyway, guys, welcome back. This is season 2, episode 5.
Yep.
And how's your week, Ken?
Yeah, it's good. I've got to look at my notes again.
It makes a change in
Hayden.
Yourself.
Hayden, how was your week?
Hayden, written by me. My week was good.
I'm like Biden. Have you seen that they got that clip of his notes where it's just they've written for him exactly what to say? Address audience with a clap.
Does he do that thing where he says what he's meant to do?
Yeah, he did. And he got caught up one time. Remember, that was a different time. But recently, his notes got like flicked to the camera. They turned them and they just zoomed in and got a picture of all of his notes. And they were saying like, look how controlled he is.
It's such a shame. I feel really bad because obviously I dislike Trump as much as the next guy, right?
Yeah.
But how can the biggest democracy in the world boil down to Biden versus Trump?
Yeah.
Like, what is going on?
And oh god, who's the guy who keeps freezing?
Oh, Mitch McConnell.
Mitch McConnell.
What's
going on, America?
Yeah, I know,
What's going on, America?
That's a meme, right?
Yeah.
And it just keeps cutting them in.
It happened 3 times. It happened again, yesterday or the day before or something.
Yeah.
Again,
he just crazy. Doris multi-millionaire. Anyway, we're getting political. If anyone watching, I need to refer some episode. It's like that time you had a headache. Do you remember?
Oh my god, we're going to talk about that. Are we going?
Okay.
You made it sound so pathetic straight away.
Listen, what was the prognosis at the end?
It was a hemiplegic migraine.
It was a headache. Hayden went for a bit of a scare, didn't you?
Yeah, everyone thought I had a stroke, including me. I was like, oh, this is what having a stroke is.
Oh, we can't laugh about that, Hayden. It's funny now.
Yeah, we're laughing because I didn't.
Because it wasn't.
And I thought I was.
Oh, actually, after all those tests and that worry of everyone who ever knew you, I was there thinking, God, he's gone, but I do get the whole business. So.
Wow, that's what teaching does to you, by the way. This is what teaching does to you.
I'm joking.
It was,
God, people listen to this for the first time. Really, listen to these guys. Yeah. They're horrible.
They talk about nothing and they're mean to each other.
No, not at all. It was scary.
Long story short, I woke up one day, my face was numb, left side, and my left arm was numb, and I was like, "Oh, okay, that's cool."
I remember you telling me, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, I know what that is."
Oh, yep. You better go to hospital.
Yeah.
And then I lost my speech. I couldn't speak at all. I sounded like his Tasmanian Devil impression.
That's who it was?
Yeah, it was me. Literally, I sounded like this. And I couldn't process language. It was mad. But I couldn't hear. In my head, it was all there.
Yeah.
And then, that was it. That's good fun.
Crazy. Anyway, how was your week?
Yeah, my week.
Was it a headache this week?
It was good. I've only got one thing. It's a joint story, really.
Yep.
But, so I went outside on Monday. Must have been Monday. And a bunch of year 4s came from him, obviously.
Hayden's looking at himself again.
Yeah, I was actually thinking.
He's looking at himself.
They came up to me, and they were in a line, actually, at the time, and I was walking past, and they were like, looking really excited immediately at me. I was thinking, here we go.
Year 4s.
Year 4s. They were like, I was like, you're right. I was like, oh, Mr. Price, he had you on the third face. He had you on the third face. I was like, oh, did he? I was really hammering out to him. I was like, did it? That Mr. He's the one. And then one of them came in and looked sort of like leaned in, was like, and we know your name. He told us your name. Getting well giddy. I was like, did he? I go, what's he told you? And they were like, all right, Robert. Called me Robert.
Do you know the story behind that?
Yeah, go on.
We did that classic thing we do with cousins and brothers, right? So they said, what's his name? And I went, Bob. And they went, no, it's not. I went, yeah, it's Bob. Bob's his name. No, it's not. And I was like, all right, fine. His real name's Robert. We call him Bob because Bob's a nickname. And they were immediately like, oh, Robert. And they both brought it up to you saying you're Robert. But then you told them my name, apparently.
Yeah, I did. So I said to them, well, I bet you don't know his name. And they were like, yeah, we do. His name is Dylan. I was like, no.
Because I just tell my children.
Yeah, and so do I normally. Yeah. And I was like, no. God, he's fooled another class. No, he tells that to kids because he doesn't actually want you knowing his real name. And they're like, genuinely like, no, he's done us. What is it then? What is it? What is it? I was like, come here. Looking around as if you're there. His name's Hayden. His name's Hayden. And they're like, oh, Hayden! It's Hayden! Come over here. His actual name's Mr. Price. His actual name's Hayden. And they were just, so excited.
Oh, God.
Did they say it to you? Did they come back and say
it? Yeah. They said it was Hayden. I was like, oh, that pesky Rob. What's he like?
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. So I love that.
Such a small thing, but it makes our day so much easier, doesn't it? Having that random little thing.
It's just funny, and like we always say, the kids love it.
Keeps us sane as well. I love those moments with the kids. It's just nonsense. Just funny.
And they probably went home.
Yeah.
The kids parents are like, what have you learned? Well, Mr. Price's name is actually Hayden.
Sorry, but did you do science today? Yes, we did family trees, and I can now place all the teachers at school somehow. This way or that way.
They love knowing names, don't they? I don't care.
No, I couldn't care less. It's my name.
Yeah.
It's like, I know your name.
Yeah.
So
the only problem is, and I feel bad about it, is obviously other teachers, people have their own levels of strictness about names. And so today a kid walked past me and went, Hayden? And I was like, I don't personally care. But I was a bit like, oh, no.
Yeah.
As if that's naughty.
I know.
That's naughty, is it?
Oh. Well, it is naughty if you set that precedent.
Exactly.
It's like
and that's
a lot
what
of
I felt
things.
bad about.
Yeah. Because you got to be consistent. Like, because if someone happened to know another teacher's name and did that, it would just be rude, wouldn't it? To just say,
because we
can't decide for everyone that suddenly it's not rude.
Yeah.
But
exactly. I know, which is why I did say,
we have to teach them, don't we? Yeah.
You know, here, Mr. Stevens, thank you.
We've talked about this before. This has happened before. I think on the podcast we mentioned it. I remember in our old school, lovely teacher, but more strict, more old school.
Yeah.
One of the teachers said my name in front whilst I was talking to her, and she went mad.
One of the kids
did.
did.
Yeah, one of the kids. Sorry, one of the kids said my name, and the teacher was like, "How dare you!" And this whole time I was there, like, I've let him. I don't feel bad about this. Sorry, kid. I had to explain to the kid after. I was like, this is why it's my fault. I'm sorry.
And you do have to do the 7 detentions. I can't take the blame.
This is why it's my fault, and therefore I'm still blaming you. Because remember when teachers make a mistake, I was meant to.
Yeah, it was a test.
It was a
test.
It was a test,
and you failed.
And you failed, kid, because you said my name when I'm another teacher, and that's a no.
Oh dear. Anyway, other than that, one other little story, which was quite nice. I thought I'd mention it. There's a boy in my class. It was a nice moment. It was lined up ready at the end of break, and he said, "My brother is in Mr. Price's class," and he was genuinely really, really pleased that both him and his brother at the same time were in mine and yours class. Like that was like a privilege to him. And I was like,
sweet.
"Oh, that's sweet." And he went, "And I was in Mr. Price's class when I was in year 4." And it was just nice the way he was saying it was as if he was like, that was like a
grateful.
That was a cool thing. Yeah, grateful. So I liked that. That was nice.
He had a fun time. Yeah. Progress was terrible, but great time.
Yeah, he learned everyone's name. Learned how to do it. He did a really
Hayden,
good Taz.
By the way. I can't wait to clip that Taz with no context. I'm going to post it as a reel with no context whatsoever and just ask what the context was.
Oh, it's you acting out Hayden's migraine that time.
That's Hayden asking for help. I can't feel myself.
Anyway, good week?
Yeah, fine. I was in singing assembly, and it's the first one I've been in since the whole cauliflower's fluffy thing. Do you know what the name of that song is?
Cauliflowers are fluffy?
No.
Surely.
It's crazy. Because we were going through practicing. It was a long assembly ready for the Harvest Festival.
Right.
And they're like, right, the next song's called Paint Box. And I was like, what's this song? Paint Box? Where's the bangers at? And then she went, oh, you might also know it's Cauliflower's Fluffy. And I was like, excuse me?
Well, it's actually called Paint Box.
It's called Paint Box or something like that.
What?
I know. Can you believe it? I was like, just call it Cauliflower. Come on. It's like one of those trendy, like, you know, those cool bands, like Arctic Monkeys. Oh, yeah, it's called Fluorescent Adolescent, man. It's like, you don't say that in a song.
Yeah.
Call it something from the song.
It's called Strawberry Ripe.
Why are they all called that these days? Yeah, it's called Watermelon Sugar. That's a real one.
Watermelon Sugar. You just made that up.
I'm on the par of Harry Styles right now. Just think of these things.
I have photoshopped you. I have photoshopped your face on Harry Styles before. Maybe we can post that on our
This can be
Instagram.
another reel. We'll like, bing. There you go. There I am.
Yeah. Maybe one day we'll do our quiz rounds as
that's so good.
We'll do it on Instagram.
Talking of quiz rounds and questions, we've got a Q&A later. We asked social media for Q&A. I asked for any question, and they did not disappoint because we've got some questions that are quite cool, might provoke like a little bit of a chat. Yeah. Some questions that are just hilarious. So we'll do that later.
I do like that I'm in the dark with this sort of stuff because it makes it way more fun for me.
Yeah, it's fine. I just take all the hard work and have none of the fun whatsoever. So anyway, singing assembly, and I just had this moment. This is like maybe coming away from serious now, because singing assembly is objectively amazing. I like the sound of like 300 kids singing. It's just nice. I don't know anyone who would think that's like, it's lovely seeing them. I'm like getting into it. And then I had some of the kids in my class who were like rocking away like this because they knew I was in there. They were looking, they were like, hey. And they were doing cauliflower's fluffy. And I was just like, yeah, go on.
You clearly don't sit with the year sixes.
I know.
That are like this.
Every year that goes on in a primary school singing assembly, less enthusiasm. But mine were like, they were rocking like that. It's still cool to be in singing assembly. Like, yeah, cauliflower's fluffy. And I was just the whole time thinking about you and your lyrics. And I was like, right. Anyway, but then I had a moment and I was thinking, we did another hymn and it was just like more like a classical hymn about God. And I just thought, this is mental. This is mad, like objectively mad. We've got 400 kids in the room, making them all sing, God is great, he's got me in his hands. Does he? Does he though?
If you believe in it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
But like, don't you think, isn't it just a bit weird that we make kids sing hymns about God?
It is a bit weird.
Can you imagine? I think my point here was I thought, okay, imagine if we decided to sing a hymn or a song from a different religion.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Of course,
and it was just like, yeah, we were just singing this Islamic hymn. I don't know if Islam has hymns. I don't actually know anything like enough about that religion. But let's just imagine it was like we were reciting something together from like Islam.
Yeah.
I think there would be parents who would have something to say about that.
Yeah, of course they would.
But when it's like, even if you're an atheist, but you sing Christian hymns, like, oh, it's lovely, it's jolly. We're singing about how God's got me in his hands. Like, well, it's a bit odd, isn't it? And it was one of like, whose idea was the rain? Whose idea was the rainbow? No one's. It's just how light refracts.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need to get you to sing about God, do we?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, always think about God and all these things. And I was just like, oh, like it is just lovely on the surface level because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But like when I actually think about what we're getting them to sing, I'm like, that's weird.
Yeah, I mean, I've always you've opened a big conversation, which I don't think I want to go into fully right now.
Well, welcome to this week's episode, guys. It's called Religion in School.
I think it's a sensitive conversation that we should have because people are very opinionated when it comes to religion, I think.
By the way, I've got nothing wrong with anyone who believes whatever they want.
No, I know.
I'm explicitly talking about, I think it's odd that we sing these religious songs.
Yeah.
But basically forced.
Yeah.
And we just kind of ignore the fact that it's just saying that God is real and he is looking after us and he's true.
Yeah. Because I think people have usually got an opinion when it is, like you said, any other religion being taught at schools, like in a way where it's like, this is truth, right? Yeah. If it's not a Christian religion, I think there are a lot of people usually... Well,
a third of schools are faith schools
in
this country.
Yeah.
We have Christian schools right throughout. If one Islamic school popped up, there'd be huge people moaning. It's like, well, I'm sorry, this is the same thing. Huge people.
Just huge people.
Huge people, like 7 foot, 8 foot people, really annoying. It's like, damn you, where's my tall school?
And we listen to them.
If an 8 foot bloke's moaning, I'm all right.
Nothing. It's like when you were around the other week and we got a Casper's delivered.
Yeah.
And someone dropped it off. Honest to God, this man was like absolutely hench. And I came in and I said to Dylan, God, if he told me that he was going to take the Caspers for himself, I would have done nothing about it. Honestly, he was massive. He was
all right, mate. Yeah, I was going to give that to you anyway. So that's fine.
Yeah. Did you want to... Got a tip? I've got a 20.
Tell you what, I bet he was bloody lovely. I bet he's bloody lovely bloke. You're being horribly stereotypical, Hayden. You're part of the problem.
No, I was just saying I'm scared. I was just saying, I looked at him and I thought, he would ruin me. Absolutely physically destroy me. I wouldn't stand a chance. So.
This is a good way of you getting off this conversation topic. I know this.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll talk about it in the future. I don't know. It just sat really uncomfortable with me because I don't actually care. I enjoy it. I like it. I think I care more that people would have some kind of double standard. Like if they're like, oh, it's just a nice song about being grateful for like fruit and for rainbows and stuff. Isn't that lovely? Yeah. It's like, okay, keep that same energy then if it was anything else. And I just don't think people would.
I agree. I totally agree that it is odd. I don't really know what my opinion is on it other than, it's a strange one because we definitely would not view it in the same light if it was anything other than Christian.
But it's a Christian country. Shut up. Shut up.
Get over it.
I hate that so much. Like, what do you mean? How can a country be Christian?
I know.
Sorry, soil. What? Oh, you are Christian. Okay, sorry. Yeah, nice one. No problem. Sorry, imaginary line we drew in the land. Yeah. This one's Christian. Yeah. Okay, cool. This one's Christian.
Hang on. Just going to go and ask all of the unborn humans of the future what kind of country they want to be born into. Is it? They're Christians.
Doesn't matter what they want because they're born in the country and the country's Christian. Or at least it was Christian when they got converted 1,000 years ago. But we don't talk about the 13 billion years before that. No.
My favourite thing ever. We're going on religion here, but just one thing because I just love it. I don't know what you guys think. It's just the fact that a king just changed it one day.
Yeah, I know.
To like Church of England, and then it was like
Church of this country.
God said that. Did he? Did he? Yeah, God said, I'll tell you what, he looked at my wife and he went, I agree, mate. I think you should be able to get rid of it.
Can you imagine being lucky enough to be king, right? And people just think you're God.
Yeah.
And you're like,
yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
1 minute. So you just, sorry, 1 second. I'm just going to check my bishop. Can I just say something's true? I can just,
Yeah.
because I'm God.
Yeah.
Cool. You can divorce your wife.
Yeah.
And we'll call it the Church of England.
Literally.
Okay.
And then we'll
That's
just
just a
believe
thing
it.
now.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you bishop of? The Church of England. The church of the thing that we've got a record of a human just inventing because he wanted a divorce.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, my lord.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry to anyone who believes in the Catholic faith. Well, it's different, isn't it?
Not even commenting
I
on
don't care.
the
Like,
belief. It's just funny, isn't it?
yeah, because if you think about it, what do I believe? Well, you don't believe anything. Yeah, not really. Because I don't know.
Don't know.
Could be true.
Could be.
Probably not. I don't know. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. That's what I'm saying. My opinion.
I'm just
probably
laughing
not.
because I keep trying to move on from the conversation, and you say something really enticing, like, or is it? Or is it?
I'm dangling that carrot, boy. Yeah. I'm dangling that carrot. I've got nothing against it. I just personally don't believe it. No, that's
End of.
Why are you laughing? That's truthful.
I know.
I love talking about it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I think we should do a whole episode another day,
Okay.
another time.
You don't want to do it now, do you?
Yeah, no.
We can't because we got stuff planned.
No.
Should we play the jingle?
Yeah.
If you're still listening, this is your first episode. There's an imaginary group of people where this is your first episode, and I'm really sorry. Because this is... Actually, am I? No.
I'll tell you what, guys. Come back after the jingle because we talk absolute
Okay, good job we saved that with the old edited.
Yeah.
So... we talk absolute amazing bits of
Yeah, I was going to say sugar waffle.
conversation. You'll never know because we cut it. You'll never know. So probably seen the title.
Yeah.
The big announcement
I've been
wasn't
waiting.
that we've been telling people that we're cousins. That's not the big announcement.
Yeah.
The big announcement.
We didn't even use that story. but carry on.
Did we not?
No.
I've been reading and you haven't. So. Anyway, hey, old viewers know what we're talking about, cousins.
Yeah.
The big announcement is...
Dylan's going to be an uncle because I'm having a baby. Hey. Just wanted to let you guys all know that next month I'm going to be having a baby.
Joe, I'm actually like being thrown off here.
Right, Dylan. You all right, mate? He's getting annoyed.
Yeah. No. That is something to... Let's dwell on that for a second.
No.
You are having a baby next month.
Yeah, I'm having a baby.
You
next
personally.
month. Me personally,
Is 8
as you
months
can
gone?
tell. But yes, my lovely Lauren is pregnant.
That's cute.
He didn't know.
No.
8 months pregnant. Had no idea. She's
8 months
downstairs. Didn't notice.
8 months pregnant.
Well, close enough.
That's weird because mine's 9.
Hang on. Sorry, have you got a big announcement?
Whoa. Well, yeah. Anyway, it's a double one. We didn't have to say it. I am on officially now. I'm on paternity leave.
Yeah.
So we kept that quiet for 31 weeks, didn't we? Do you know what's mad? I worked it out.
Go on.
It must have been when we started this podcast was pretty much the area of conception.
Oh, that's a nice one.
There you go, everyone. It must have been.
Yeah, I guess so.
Just maths.
I guess so. Not too far.
I don't know.
Yeah, because we've had a couple of breaks, haven't we?
Yeah, I guess so.
And we're on 34 episodes, I think. So.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, there you go. Like, I hate saying my own news.
Just to clarify, the joke was me jumping on. It was his big announcement today.
It doesn't matter.
He's having a baby imminently.
No, because
And,
what we've done is we've been putting it off because we just obviously don't want to make it a thing, do we?
Yeah.
But
well, we do now.
We do now because it's imminent. And yeah, I'm on paternity leave. It's crazy leaving school on Tuesday, and I was like, oh. I'm not going to be back in school for a whole 2 weeks.
Whoa. Things are going to be so different when you come back.
Yeah, mad. It's going to be completely transformative. 2 whole weeks with my child.
Yeah.
You can tell one of the things we're going to talk about is paternity leave and how mad it is. But in all seriousness, I was on... So Tuesday was my last day.
Yeah.
And the baby's not here yet, obviously, but it's just my last day. And I kind of finished everything.
Can you imagine if they were?
I know.
She's in hospital now.
Yeah, by the way, bye.
Gotta record this episode.
What's that? Sorry, Teach Sleep Repeat episode 5. So let's wrap this up, shall we? No, so I was in school Tuesday. Kind of got everything I needed to get done. Everything was sorted for the last couple of weeks, and I was just thinking, okay, this is weird because when I finished my lesson, I was like, even though it works out close to a month because of half time and stuff and our part-time schedule.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's better than 2 weeks, but it is just 2 weeks of school. Like we were sorting out cover.
Yeah.
And the way that the cover's happening, it boils down to like 5 sessions need covering. Like just the way it worked out because of what we got in school. And I was like, I suddenly didn't feel bad. I was like, oh yeah, you'll just go over it. No one had a problem, by the way, but I was just like, that's nothing compared to when like, a woman goes off and it's like, cool, that's a year we've got to cover the class for. Anyway, I was finished all my stuff on Tuesday and I was just thinking, I'm not going to be back in school doing the thing I've done for like 7 years. My thing. That's your thing, isn't it? You're a teacher. That's what you do. And I can't imagine doing it now. I just can't imagine doing it with the same mindset.
Yeah.
Like it was a really watershed moment for me where I was like, this is now not going to be my number one thing.
Yeah.
Like it was so bizarre because I've always, no matter what we say about teaching, I've always put like my heart and soul into the job when I'm in front of the kids. Yep. Because I think no matter what happens with workload and stuff, I think at the start of my career, I put my heart and soul into every part of the job.
Yep.
Planning, marking with the kids.
No matter the time cost.
No matter what, I didn't care because it was my thing. Over the years, that's been like chipped away at, and I just don't want to do that anymore with my planning or anything like that.
And realistically, there's little things come in like, we bought a house.
Yeah.
We're in a long-term relationship now. You know.
So you're chipping away at stuff, and you're like, you have more priorities. You're not just fresh out of uni where work is your life. Yeah. You know, you start developing other stuff. Like you said, we had the business, for example. We bought our first home, but and now this is another thing. Obviously, but it's on a whole nother level. And I just thought to myself, I hope I can continue to give my all when I'm stood in front of the kids because I do love them. Like I do want to give them everything, every part of me. But I can't help but think that this is like a watershed moment. And maybe other people who've like had kids and gone through this, it starts to make more sense to me now. Like even though my child isn't here yet, I just think, oh my God, I really, really, really already struggle with the idea of even wanting to be anywhere other than with your kid.
Yeah.
And it was such a weird moment.
That's nice though.
Yeah, I know, but it was such a weird moment on Tuesday where I was like, I have 30 kids every year. They're just my kids. I just feel like that's my kids. I look after them. Yeah. Want the best for them, help them as much as possible. But now I'm going to have my own kid. And it's just like, will I resent spending 8 hours with them every day when my child's at home and I could be spending 8 hours with my child? I really hope not. But it was such a watershed moment where I thought, this isn't my priority now. Like from now on, when I'm in this building, I'll be thinking about getting home.
Yeah.
And whereas now I'm like, I love teaching. And I just think, I hope it's not the final nail in that coffin and I really struggle.
I don't think it will be. I think you'll have a bit of a adjustment period, I reckon. I'll say you, if I'm not about to go through this in a month's time as well. I reckon
I can do the trial for 6 weeks.
Yeah. This is the great thing, by the way. For the running joke with our pregnancies the whole way is that Dylan's been a month ahead. Yeah. It's been like, cool, I get to watch you do all of the stuff. I'll learn from any mistakes you make. I'll practice with your baby. It's just a practice.
That went wrong.
Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
And then learn from that. But no, I think it'll be absolutely fine. I reckon you'll adjust. But I do think it is still just going to be another little chip down. Yeah. In terms of you'll want to go home or never, like you said. But I don't think, just knowing you, I don't think it will change what you're like in front of the kids whatsoever.
No, I hope not.
I think you'll be exactly the same as ever, and you'll just be even more excited to share your life with them.
Yeah, I think so.
Because they'll be like, hey, look, because we've got a baby.
Yeah. I'm not suddenly going to change. Because here's the thing, like, I just like cards on the table, that I think the reason I'm a teacher still is because I can't possibly think of a different way to spend my time than entertaining and helping children in that way that we get to as class teacher. It comes with all the other stuff, but like I can't imagine doing anything other than that because I just absolutely love it. And I still love it now. And I'm like, with what we 3, 4, 5 weeks into term. And like, I know I still am up for it because I feel that bond with my kids already. I'm like, I love these kids. And I told them, because I didn't tell them what was happening. Yeah. Because I didn't want to make a fuss. And I just thought on Tuesday, I said to them in the morning and register, I was like, oh, by the way, this is my last day for 2 weeks.
I just imagine you do it at the end of the day as they're leaving. Bye, see you in a month. What? Nothing. See you in a month.
No, I told them early because I knew they'd have questions, and I don't want to. I don't like just springing things on them. Like, you want to tell them what's going on ahead of time. Yeah. But I also wanted to not have it hanging over for 2 weeks. They're just thinking, he's going, whilst I was still building that bond with them. And so I told them in the morning, and it's just hilarious watching their responses and stuff. But again, it just like, it just showed I equally I can't wait to be with my child. But I still, already after 4 weeks, I'm thinking, I want 2 weeks of my class. I loved it. I want to be with them still. I want to help them out. But yeah, I think that was my thing. And again, anyone out there who's got kids and is a teacher, it really opened my eyes. And I know I'm going on now because you're going through the same thing. So I want to know what you think is, how do you think, where have you gone from the start of your career? Because I think we're very similar on your ideas of like when people would say, oh, I've got kids, it's not fair. How can I possibly do this? To now where even we don't have children yet, but I think we've shifted in terms of expectation.
Well, I actually think our opinions were a little bit different on this through our careers. I never really thought about it as much. It was only you that kind of made me start thinking of certain things, I guess. But I certainly know that when we spoke about it years ago, I can talk about your opinion, I suppose. Because your opinion kind of shaped my opinion because I never really thought about it.
I will preface this with I think I was wrong.
Yeah. So, sorry, I thought you were going to...
No, I don't want to keep talking. I want you.
No, that's
fine.
So I never really thought about it, and I've always just kind of.
Should we just clarify what we mean? So, we're talking about people who have kids who, might use that as a reason why stuff hasn't happened or things can't get done.
Can't do things in the same way.
We can't do it in the same way, or I know you're all doing this, but I'm not going to because I've got kids.
So, the easiest analogy is. Fresh teachers, we're in our early 20s, no kids, like minimal responsibility in life possible, right?
Living at home,
and we just live and breathe the job because we loved it as well, more than humanly possible. And if we did stuff that was we deemed necessary and good for the job, it was at the weekend or afternoons or evenings or whatever, and someone else didn't, and they had kids, and it was like, I couldn't do the planning properly this week. I've got my kid had a birthday, or I come in really late in the morning. You were hoping to do something. And they come in at 8:30 and sorry, I had to drop my kids, and they were crying, I had to do this. I know that the opinion was a little bit like...
Yeah, it was.
Oh, well, it was your choice to have kids.
Yeah.
You need to do the job properly.
Yeah. Which is horrendous. Like, I never... So, again, I never went around saying this, but it was my reaction inside to that was not really relevant.
Yeah.
I was like,
it's not an excuse.
I got in late again today because my kid was ill, and I was like, I can't get in late though, can I?
Yeah.
Just because I've not.
It's like the smoker thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's such a classic analogy, isn't it? It's like what I used to work at Tesco, and it was like if you smoke, you get extra breaks.
Yeah, which
they were allowed to go out for smoker breaks.
Yeah. Very different to raising a child.
No, of course.
But I know the analogy.
It was the same feeling of like, well, I don't get that.
Yeah, because I didn't
choose to do that thing that you do, so you don't get it either.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, actually, that's not how life works, really. That's not how society works. That's like going around to people less fortunate and being like, well, I don't get those benefits, so you shouldn't. It's
exactly.
Like, well, no.
And I've always been staunchly against that.
Yeah,
so those things didn't match up.
Explain that, because saying against that makes you sound like...
No, sorry. I've always been...
I've always been
staunchly against when people try to say that, for example, with benefits, right? It's a very common thing, and I've had conversations with people about this where they say, a lot of people take advantage of the benefit system, so it's wrong, and just stop it. Yeah. So my opinion has always been, I would rather people get benefits who need it, and some people take the mick and rinse the system, and we try and stop that.
Yeah.
Than us to say, well, some people take the mick, so no one gets it.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like it's always better to make sure the people who need to get something get it, and then try and amend the rest.
Listen, all right? We noticed your mini plenaries weren't in place. Whilst you weren't doing your mini plenary, we saw that you were sat down. So all staff, you no longer are allowed chairs because someone took advantage of sitting down in class. Okay?
It's the
same thing, isn't it?
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
And I know I was wrong. But I guess my point is, even before, our children were on the horizon, it definitely changed. Yeah. I was more like, actually, do you know what? Just you have kids. You need time to do stuff with. Yeah, your kid's poorly. Of course, you need to take them to the doctors. It's a child.
We do need a future generation.
Yeah, exactly.
We do need it.
Exactly. Oh, and you.
Well, I chose not to have children. Yeah. Okay. Well, if everyone did that, we would be dead as civilization. And again,
absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Like, I want to make this really clear. I couldn't care less what you choose to do. But I think I was wrong to be judgmental. That's the whole point. In the same way that I think it's horrible when people are judgmental, if people who choose not to have kids or people who just can't have children. I think that's just like, why would you ever make that a thing to those people? That's complete. It's nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
Equally.
So now that you're in that position, you feel it more than ever that your opinion's changed.
Yeah. And I think it's swayed. And I guess the point I'm making is,
you're a Tory now. The point is, okay, I'll finish it for you, don't worry, mate. The point he's making now is he's got a Tory mindset, and because it now benefits him and he's no longer on the other side, he actually sees the value in it. Oh no, we should be giving dads all of the time and pay. God, I don't know why I never thought of it before. It's just happened. It's just coincidence. It's just come to me now.
Wait, I'm not a student now. Shouldn't be free.
Oh, no.
I'm not paying for that. No. When I was a student, was I campaigning for free? Yeah. Now I'm not, and I've got 40 grand debt. Yeah. No, everyone else gets 40 grand debt then. Yeah. I got 40 grand debt, you get 40 grand debt, pal.
Bloody Tory.
No. The overall point, I suppose, is I think if you have children and you are working full time, I just doff my hat. I doff my hat that I'm not wearing because Hayden told me I look like a psychopath.
Yeah, you do.
I don't understand it, and that was my worry. And what's your overriding thought of having your child? Yep. What's your first thought when it comes to work? Like, are you worried? Are you fine? Are you excited? Do you think it's going to change? Like, if because obviously we're having all these emotions about we're about to have a child, like that in itself is enough. Yeah. But just in the context of work, I'm wondering if you even thought about it. I
think, because I know how I react to stuff, and you know how I react to stuff. I think obsessive? I will get obsessed with a kid, 100%. But I think I'll get really, really cross any single day I'm at school and it's gone past like 4:30 and I've still got loads of stuff to do. Yeah. I will just get so angry, and I know I'll be like, I'll throw my toys out the pram like I always do. I'll have a paddy. I'll be like, I ain't doing it. Not doing it then. Not doing it. And I will. I think I'll be more like that than ever, because I'll be like, I've actually got like a real purpose to get back to now, and doing this admin that I think is meaningless is literally just taking time away from me being with my kid. And I think I'll find it. I think I'll get cross a lot.
And you, the stuff you struggle to justify when you didn't have something to go home and look after.
I know, it already makes me a little bit annoyed.
It already annoys you.
Yeah. But at least I'm like, oh, okay, you know.
I tell you, I wanted to clarify again, listeners from previous episodes. I talked about how I was starting this year off only doing work from in school, and that's one of the reasons. Was if I can do it for 4 or 5 weeks beforehand and it can become manageable and I can work it out, then I want to continue doing that. I don't want to do any work at home now for the rest of the year because my child will be there. Yeah. I can't do it.
The idea of sat there on a Saturday morning rather than going out for like a nice stroll, your baby, or reading and doing something. It's like, no, I've got to get that maths plan done because the 55 hours I spent at school weren't enough. Yeah. It's like, no.
And here's the thing. We're part-time teachers and we're already having these thoughts. And I constantly go back to those teachers who've gone back full-time because of necessity, because of money. And of course, you know, it's the cost of living. Like, there is no winner there. Yeah. And that's why something needs to fundamentally change, because you're essentially working to have your child looked after whilst you're working.
Do you know what you can do to save a little bit of money across the maternity leave? What's ladies that? Out there? Something we talked about back in one of our teen episodes. I can't remember which one.
I don't know. I think it was 19.
We had the lovely Sophie Bartlett on, who is like the biggest advocate ever for shared parental leave.
And we're both using it.
We are.
And both the first time both of our schools had used it. Yep. So it just goes to show.
And it's fine.
Of course it's fine. It's a statutory right. So anyone who doesn't know, shared parental leave, the idea is that in, I think it's public sector jobs. So I think it's a government scheme. I think
it's a government scheme.
Private businesses can do it, but it's available openly. It's available openly for government employees, and as teachers, we come under that category. The idea is that because, as we know, parental leave is terrible. It's 2 weeks. You can share out the mum's parental leave. Yeah. So that's why it's called shared parental leave. So quite often it might happen that the mum wants to return to work for a month, maybe get her foot back in the door, get back on the career ladder that is so hard for mums to get back onto a bit early. And dad can take some of her leave so that you can just share it out, basically. Yep. But the amazing part of shared parental leave, and something people still don't understand, and even schools don't really get it, but it's allowed, so they have to do it, is that you can use shared parental leave, but not share it with your partner.
Yeah, you can just share out your own maternity leave into blocks. That's the idea. You're just literally sharing your one continuous maternity leave into, no longer continuous, it's just blocks.
So I wonder then, because the point being that you return to work in those blocks. Yeah. So I wonder if anyone out there very clever can work out why that's really, really beneficial, especially if you're a teacher.
When would a teacher want to go back to work?
In the holidays. The half term. So in the half
holiday
term. That's really good. In the half term. So essentially, what you can do as a teacher is, and anyone who is thinking of having a child, or even if you've already had the child, it's not too late. Yep. It's 8 weeks before your first block. The point being, you take the higher pay. So you wait until you're on statutory maternity when it drops down. That's the time to start taking your return to work. You return to work at the start of a holiday and you finish work at the end of a holiday. Now, by law, schools cannot direct you to do stuff they're not directing everyone else to do. Essentially, they can't tell you to do work during the holiday.
Yeah.
So you return to work for the holiday and get full pay because you are technically back at work.
Yep.
So in our case, we're getting 4 weeks full pay.
Yep.
And then we'll be returning to work.
By we mean our partners.
Yeah. Sorry, our partners. We'll be returning to work in the last week.
We're happy with our full 2 weeks.
2 weeks is fine. We'll return to work just before the summer holidays.
Yeah.
And obviously get the summer holidays fully paid.
Yeah.
So essentially, won't be returning to work until September. And we'll get a bonus 10 weeks full pay.
Yeah. And if anyone has a problem with that, go and ask the teacher what they do in the years previous in all of their holidays. They constantly work for free, so a little bit of payback doesn't do anyone.
And it's
any
statutory. Like, do you know what? It's brilliant because the tables flip. It's so cool because for years and years you're like, oh, we just got to get it done.
Yeah.
We just got to get the planning done. Oh, we're just having a new scheme. We're just going to redo how we do maths and English at the same time. And by the way, also the afternoon lessons.
So you're going to have to work in your weekends
now. We just got to get it done,
and
guys.
the holidays.
I'm sorry, it's just part of the job. It's in the contract. You got to do the work, man. You got to do the Tasmanian work, dude. Well, guess what? You can turn around and go, well, it's in the contract.
Yeah.
And you can return to work for your holidays. Guys, do it. It's going to give us, between us two, I reckon close to 10 grand.
But do you think so?
No, I've made that.
Probably not that much, but you
But
get more, certainly more pay.
It's thousands
Quick,
of pounds.
for those of you that aren't in the teaching world and maybe don't know what maternity leave is like, in all public sector jobs, it's better than teaching. Obviously, the one with that's mostly dominated by women has the worst maternity leave. But maternity leave, just normal. Just have a think. If you don't know, how long do you reckon you get full pay?
In the civil service,
Nope.
6 months.
6 months. Okay, 2 weeks for teachers, full pay 100%. Then it drops down to 90% for 4 weeks. And then it drops down to 50% with
12 weeks.
With statutory pay, for 12
So
more
it's
weeks.
18 weeks until you're on statutory.
Yeah.
But that's 4 months.
Yeah.
That's 4 months. That's disgusting. And it's not even full.
And I know, and I don't want to, turn anyone's nose up. There are people in much worse positions in all sorts of private jobs and private sectors where the maternity pay is terrible.
Or America.
Or America where they don't value
Do
women.
we have listeners in America?
Yeah.
Who are thinking, what are you moaning at?
Yeah, probably. We're not even moaning. It's just one of those things. I think it's important to that it's not. We always say it's not a race to the bottom.
Yeah,
constantly a theme through this
I agree.
podcast. It's not a race to the bottom. If you're in a worse position, sorry to hear about that. Please don't use that as ammo to make us sound wrong.
Well,
or something.
in the same way that we can't sit here and say civil servants get 6 months extra pay. It's like, it's just
that's dreadful. It's like, yeah, cool. They got
it's just a fact. Well done. Yeah. Great. Because our friend was actually talking about it, and that's I was like, that's good. Look at this thing we're doing to try and get more as well.
Yeah.
Like it's not like, everyone above me should get less and everyone less than me should stop moaning.
Yeah. No. I'm in the right place. Yeah. But anyway, so go and check out that episode with Sophie Bartlett. It'll be easy to find on the podcast list. Dylan, where else can they check us out? Where can they talk to us? Where can they find us?
I'd love you, because this is where the Q&As come from. I'd love you guys to find us on Instagram, Teach, Sleep, Repeat Podcast. And you can Gmail us at teachsleeprepeatpod@gmail.com. But really, Instagram, that's the place to be. That is a place to be. Get on Instagram. We share stories. We share memes. I've started doing some memes. I did a meme of you today. Guys, go and find it. If you listen to this, right, okay, I'm going to set them a challenge to see. Yeah. Right, this might backfire and we get no one do it.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this right now, go to our Instagram post, find the picture of Hayden with his top hat, and he's doing this. Like, for any listeners, I'm putting my thinking fingers on my chin. I want you to go to that post and just comment saying, wow. Just go, wow. Just that's it. No context.
I reckon. Can I take a bet right now?
Yeah.
I reckon 2 people will do it.
2?
2.
So if 2 people have already done it, please do it so Hayden's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just put wow.
2 people will do it. And if not, don't worry, because the post will be deleted because Dylan gets embarrassed when stuff doesn't get interactions. So don't worry about it. If you don't see it,
I don't like it. It's right. My stuff goes no. Anyway,
before we do like Q&A and stuff, can I quickly just talk to you about a post I saw online?
Yes.
Because it's a really quick conversation, but I just thought it's interesting.
Because we were going to do a shorter episode this week, guys, because we were like, we've got stuff to sort out.
Never happening. So I saw this post, and there's just one quote from it, which we'll get to. I want to just see what you think. Okay. It said, today I was called into a meeting. I can't
see it, so that's ruined.
That's fine.
Okay.
You just don't look at it.
Okay.
They didn't know. You ruined it now.
I couldn't see it.
Today I was called into a meeting after a learning walk where I was told that I'm not good at managing children's behaviour and other things. I was given a 5 targets support plan. The advisor said that I have no presence in the class and I should become someone that the children should be almost scared of.
Fire that person.
And it's a reception class.
I hate it.
What are you thinking?
I hate it. Do you know when I get passionate about the kids?
Oh, do I?
No, because I really do. Because I think we're in such a privileged position. as teachers, where we get to impact these children and be such a safe hub for them.
Yeah.
And I want the children every single day to come into school and enjoy themselves.
Well, you're a natural, aren't you?
What do you mean?
Like, they're just naturally scared of you in a class.
Brilliant. I've only been nice for it. It's a natural. What? The awful thing. Thank you. No, I am so passionate about children feeling happy and secure and liked. Because you don't know what they get at home.
Nope.
You don't know. This might be their one thing they can cling on to, and you're that opportunity for them to get it.
Yep.
And I take that so seriously. Like, I want those kids to be so safe, and I want every single minute in the classroom to be enjoyable. And if they don't like maths, then it's my job to try and make them like maths. If they don't like writing, it's my job to try and make it enjoyable. They've still got to do it, but I'm going to do my best to make sure they enjoy being in the room. The idea of kids being scared of me makes me feel horrendous.
Yeah.
If a child was actually scared of me, I'd consider quitting. Because I'm not doing my job properly. You don't need to be scary.
I've got some bad news. I'm really sorry to tell you this live on the podcast. I think you might need to write a resignation. Half my class are terrified of you.
Because you've been teaching
Oh,
them.
wait, that's because I've described you as a horrible ogre.
And they're not. They love me because they come up to me and tell me every day.
They do.
I want to be that safe place, that person they enjoy being around. This is just utter rubbish. I bet it was a bloke in a suit who hasn't taught in about 10 years.
Oh, who's stereotyping now?
Yeah, me. Yeah. Sorry, I'm a bloke, so I'm allowed to say it.
Oh, okay. That's how it works. I don't know about you.
Don't wear a suit, though. Hate it.
Yeah, you do. You never will. And I don't know about you, teachers, listening as well. But I forgot what I was going to say. That's brilliant. You interrupted me twice, and now I've forgotten.
Oh, it's annoying being interrupted it when you do this serious thing. Actually, the kids are scared of you.
I don't want to say.
That's
so,
very good.
But I always go out of my way. I know you do this, but I always go out of my way.
Interrupting yourself now.
I'm going to forget now. Always go out of my way to tell a kid that I really like them as a human being, and I always try and give them a specific reason why. I try to do it every single day, particularly when you see those children that look a little bit insecure, or they look like maybe they've had a falling out with their friends or something.
And it could be something as simple as, I think you're really conscientious. I think you listen really nicely.
Yeah.
I think that you're such a nice person to be around. Because you don't judge anyone.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of those quiet kids.
And it's nice. It's such a nice moment. If I'm sure you do it, your teachers. But if you haven't done it in a while, do it tomorrow and just or Monday, because you listen to this on Friday maybe, and just look at that little smile. It's just so sweet. Yeah. I did it today to a kid because I actually felt bad because they were in trouble because they had messed around in class yesterday, and I told them if their work's not to a certain standard because of this, then they're doing it again. Yeah. It was terrible. Their work was dreadful. They hadn't listened to anything. So I called them up on it. You can't have empty threats. Yeah. And I was like, cool, here you go, lunchtime, do it all again. I said, go on then, off you go. And they sat there sulking, really annoyed. And in the end, I was like, I don't actually like being mean.
No, but they got to learn. Yeah, it's fine.
They learn. And then I was like, do you realise, like, I think you're a really cool kid. And they were sort of smiling. I was like, I think you're really cool. Like, I really like you. You've got such a great personality. You're really intelligent, which is why I get so cross at you. But you've got to understand that in my job, I've got to hold you accountable. Yeah. And just doing that little bit, and he at the end, he was like, thank you. Yeah. And then ran off sort of happy and did
next
great
day,
bit
terrible
work.
Awful. He's just, that's right, Miss Stevens likes me, I'll get away with it.
Next day, parent come up to me, why are you telling my kids? Don't tell my kids. That's what the meme was today, wasn't it?
What's that?
Yeah. I laughed so much when I saw that.
I was like, I saw it and I was like, this is perfect. The meme for anyone. No, go and comment wow. Go and read it. It's funny. If you laughed, comment wow.
Paternity leave. First thing he's done, paternity leave.
Yeah. Do you know what? I sent that post at 9:07 this morning, and I was like, here we go.
I saw it at lunchtime. Oh, it was hilarious. Anyway, moving on.
Winds me up. Don't be someone the kids are scared of. You don't need to do that to get results. You can build relationships with the children that are positive from the start. You get more out of them. You'll enjoy your life more. You're not constantly moaning at 7-year-olds because you're a grown-up person. You don't need to be doing that. If you feel like you need to be doing that, you're obviously quite insecure about something. Just get over it. Be nice to the kids. They're just kids. You can teach them properly. Come on, guys. Let's do it. Let's be nice to the kids. They're reception. They're babies.
I know.
If a teacher... This is already. I'm like, if a teacher,
my kid,
you don't know until you've had. I'm never going to be that person.
You're going to be the parent.
I'm not.
You're going to be the parent.
I'm not.
My kid came home and told me actually that they didn't throw a bogey at so and so.
That's weird because I saw it with my eyes actually.
Yeah, and it hit me in the face.
Yeah. No, he would not do that because my kid said, and he doesn't lie. He lied when he said that.
Those experiences do stick with you, though.
Yeah. What, bogeys when you phone me?
Yeah, no, parents do stuff. I haven't had it many times in my career, but I did a couple of years ago.
Parents are overwhelmingly positive, by the way.
Yeah.
I still think.
But a couple of years ago, I did have one. Like, exactly like that, the complete stereotype. Someone coming up to me, and this kid, I'd literally heard them swear a couple of times, and I pulled them aside and was like, no, that's not, and she was getting annoyed. I didn't. It's like, you literally did, because I heard you with my own ears do it. And then a bunch of other kids came up to me and said, you did it again, like 10 minutes later. And then, parent comes storming over, this dad, and just was so rude to me, so rude. And then just point blank said, no, my so-and-so name wouldn't ever do that. She doesn't do that. She does not swear. She's not a swearer. It's like, well, she did, though. No, she didn't. And then, honestly, he just, like, rudely stormed off.
Wow.
And then, she wasn't, and she didn't get in trouble. And I was like, what is going on?
I hate that. You got to stick by it. We're not out to get kids.
No, just hold them accountable.
I know. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Sorry, but they did.
Yeah.
If I ever turn into that parent, you can give me a whack. All right? Honestly. Yeah, just give me a whack anyway. Should we finish off this episode with our Q&A?
Yeah, go on.
All right,
go on.
Cool. Right, okay, ready for the Q&A?
Yes.
Okay, it's a brand new, we've never done this before. I saw Kate Language's podcast, if anyone follows Kate Languages in the education world. Really cool account, like, because I don't know anything about languages. I feel really weak when it comes to teaching languages and language in general. Go and have a listen. She's great. Hopefully going to get on the podcast at some point.
Cool. That'd be nice.
So on a chat with her, would be really cool. By the way, also, if anyone's messaged me about coming on the podcast and I've replied saying yes, hopefully now you know why everything's been so crazy.
Yeah, we've been delaying things.
We've specifically not had guests on because we just don't know what's going to happen when. When we're back into a routine, we will get guests, and there are some amazing ones coming up.
So about 18 years, we should be probably free.
Season 22, episode 4. We're going to get Kate Languages on. But yeah, she's great. Go and give her a follow. Anyway, Q&A. Never done this before. On our socials, Instagrams, come and follow us. We want to get on board with this.
Yeah.
Some real ones, some crazy ones. I'm going to mix them up. Okay. Question number 1. I asked for anything, by the way. Question number 1. What is Hayden's hair care routine? Laughy emoji, eye emoji. Genuine. This is from, by the way, this is from the person who bought you those gifts that year.
Brilliant.
You know what I'm on about?
Yeah.
There was Secret Santa and you got a comb and some shampoo. It's from that person.
Oh, wow. All right. Funny bones.
It was funny then and it's funny now.
Yeah.
Genuinely though, what is your hair care routine? Because I seem to remember in an earlier podcast episode, you actually shocked me by saying you use shampoo, and that can't be right, because that's like
right.
That's like someone who doesn't have a beard using beard oil.
Stop. Right. If you're watching, because obviously you're watching.
Talk us through it.
Our customers have to watch. Obviously, you'll notice the top bit, little bit bald, little bit. Sides though, plenty of hair. If I
like
let it grow.
a monk.
Plenty of hair. You got a monk's haircut. However, right, I use shampoo every day.
Come on, talk us through step by step. What's your hair care routine?
Okay, jump in shower. First thing I do is shampoo. I always let it.
You shampoo before you clean your body?
Yeah, first thing. Top down.
Yeah, no, I just think I clean my body and finish with hair.
That's not about you showering. You're the weirdest shower in the world. Not that I would ever see it. I've seen it. Not go there.
Let's not go there. There's no question here about my showering, so let's go back to you.
Shampoo. Listen, shampoo on my head, greasy head. Okay, you got greasy hair. I get a greasy scalp. Shampoo makes it feel nice and clean, and that's it.
Okay, next one.
Hair dryer as well.
Oh yeah, brilliant.
I do.
Just need it.
No, I don't.
Okay. that was one step too far. So honestly, you could just whap out the window, get dry in 2 seconds.
It's nice. It's dry immediately.
Okay, next one.
Yeah.
Best takeaway.
What's yours? You go first.
There's only one answer. Well, there's two answers. Okay. There's one.
Of course there is. I know what it is.
There's one like to me there are tiers of takeaway.
Yeah.
Like
fast food takeaway and then like an
and then
nice
takeaway.
Okay.
So both. Like, what's your takeaway?
As in fast food or nice takeaway?
Fast food. Sorry, yeah.
Fast food. Oh, they're all rubbish though, aren't they?
I know they're all so bad.
Honest, I think I prefer KFC.
To all of them?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. If it's just like for like a greasy, fast, disgusting meal.
Yeah.
KFC is the one.
I'm still at Macca's.
Macca's is pretty good. I like the chips.
What's your go-to order for McDonald's?
I don't have one.
Really?
I don't have one. Do you?
You one of them weird people who actually get different stuff every
Yeah,
time?
on Macca's I usually do.
Weird.
Yeah.
Let us know. That's going to be our poll this week.
Yeah.
Do you get the same thing every week for takeaway? Because my friends have constantly took the mick out of me for this my whole life. That I get one thing and one thing only.
Yeah, it depends what I fancy.
It's a solid 8 out of 10. I'm not going to risk a 4 out of 10 for maybe go from an 8 to a 9. It's not worth it. I get an 8 out of 10 every week.
After 3, I think we should say Like nice
Like
takeaway.
nice
Because I know
takeaway.
it'll be the same.
I know it's going to be. So does Paulie Coleman.
We know where it's going to be from.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, Indian.
Oh,
yeah.
I love an Indian takeaway. What is your Indian order? Because this is a thing.
Again, does change.
Oh, you're
does
so
change.
weird. Well, what's your go-to?
Right,
Like,
I always get
yeah.
some like a chicken something, and sometimes that changes.
That's narrowed it down.
Hang on, no, because like something like quite spicy. I like a madras kind of heat, right?
Yeah.
But I might change what their sauce actually is.
Okay.
But I always with that get a Peshawari naan
Yeah.
every time.
It's good.
And Bombay potatoes every
good,
single time.
good.
And if someone's getting a rice, I always steal a bit.
Oh,
but
that
I never
annoys
want to
me
get a
so
whole
much.
one.
I know it's that
Too much.
Smithy meme, right?
Yeah.
Don't touch my rice.
Yeah, I want a little bit of rice.
No, because I ordered one.
But my girlfriend taught me a couple of years ago. She didn't get rice, and I was like, "What's wrong with you? Why are you not getting rice with your curry?" She was like, "It's really stodgy, fills you up, has no flavour," and I just replaced it with Bombay potatoes. And I was like, "That's so stupid." Did it, and I was like, "This is amazing," because I get to the same level of fullness. And I haven't eaten any rice, and it's all been way tastier. Yeah. So rice is replaced with potatoes.
That's a good point. Do you reckon you could tell me my order for Indian? Because we've been out. Or, actually,
I reckon I could.
You can't even remember your own name, so this is good. This is going to be a good. It's going to be a good test.
I reckon Sir Robert can tell you.
Go on, Rob.
I reckon you get mostly.
Yeah.
You do sometimes change it, but mostly your chicken madras.
Yep.
Is your go-to one.
Yep.
You
Anyone
will
listening is my mate will be laughing right now.
Right. Chicken madras, you do get a rice.
Yep.
I feel like unless you're convinced to get a different rice, sometimes you'll just get a pilau rice.
Yeah, pita.
And you usually get a garlic naan.
It's moved. It was garlic naan for about...
But I got you into Peshawari naan, didn't I?
Yeah. It was garlic naan for like
Peshawari
6
naan.
years, and I was like, nope. And then I tried yours, and I was like, now I know.
Now I know. I
Peshawari
got him into
naan.
Peshawari naan. That's like your staple, isn't
That's it. Got chicken madras, pilau rice, Peshawari naan.
Yeah, and if we're with like a table, we might get like a bhaji or something like that.
Bit of a Bombay aloo.
Yeah, what are we doing? We're getting
and
really
a kingfisher.
excited.
Oh, so good. We're not going to have that for a while, are we?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Indian takeaway. Banging. Okay, next one. A classroom must-have. I thought this was like a really good question.
I know, it's straight away for me because it's just like my holy thing, my clicker.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot teach without my clicker.
Explain. Because clicker to me just sounds like...
Literally,
clicker.
I hate being like strapped to the board.
don't strap yourself to the board then.
You know when it's like you've got quite a lot of slides to go through and it's like you have to be near it, and then what ends up happening is because you're subconsciously aware that you're going to have to change slide, you just stand there like a lemon next to the board. I hate it. I like moving around, and it's a good way to see if they're listening because their heads will move with you. So I bought literally a very, very simple arrow clicker. So it just goes left and right on it and has a laser pointer on it as well if you want to just point at something because you're further away. It's the best tool ever. Can't live without it.
And you can get one in our affiliate link where we only get £5 per purchase. Find it now in the bio.
It's got our branding on the back? Or?
Yeah, it's got TSR written on it.
Yeah. Clicker, definitely. Have you got a thing?
No, I used to have a clicker, but I obviously lost it.
No, I mean, have you got a thing you can't live without? I'll talk about have you got a clicker.
My thing would be a sense of humour.
Oh.
Yeah. Need to get one of them. And I'm not even joking because I think it will get you...
It's been serious.
From a David Brennan.
Yeah.
Actually, I think mine's a sense of humour.
Yeah.
Being likeable. Getting the children to, engage.
Yeah.
That's number one. I think being a good teacher.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
It's probably my number one skill.
Probably my number one skill. Not a party trick, is it? Knowledge. Not a party trick. I don't know. I don't have a thing. I suppose my number one is go home at 4:30 if you've done a lot. That's my number one thing.
Yeah.
I don't know actually. I don't think I have one. But see if anyone else has got one.
Have a kid and go on maternity leave?
Yeah, it could be.
That's probably yours.
Should I?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mine is doing that a month later.
Yeah. When I go back.
Yeah.
Mate.
Yeah.
God, honestly, between us, we run maths in our school. And we were just having nightmares about imagining Ofsted coming in any point in the next 2 months when one of us is just...
I would hate it. I genuinely would be so annoyed
horrendous.
at you, and it wouldn't even be your fault.
I'd be annoyed at you. But I'd also, annoyingly, be annoyed.
Yeah.
Because I don't want, it's our thing. Anyway, let's not go on about
that.
No. This question, I thought it was a really good question. I'm going to finish on this one.
Okay.
What were your honest first impressions of each other?
Hot. No, I'm joking.
10.
My first, I don't remember. I think it was just all positive. I definitely didn't have any negative impressions of you at all.
That's good. Should we? Okay, so because
that's good. Let's end there because it was different.
Delete.
Yeah, no, not at all. I thought you were funny.
Let's do two. Let's do two, right?
Okay.
Do you remember your first impression when we were at school? Because we knew each other at school.
No, I don't remember you at school at all.
I only remember my impression of your group of friends, and I thought they're weird.
I'm not honest. And we still are.
We're so very weird. We're gonna play Destiny and defeat the White Witch of the wicked side of Mars.
Well, yours was more of like a cool. You were like the cool.
Not
kids,
really.
No, you weren't like. There's
There's
different groups.
There's
kids that
Let's
are
be real.
like not very nice.
I think we were like the in-betweeners.
Yeah, they basically were.
Like not,
but fairly normal in terms of like you did quite stereotypical
we're sporty,
blokey boy group things.
Yeah.
Whereas I was not like that at all, really.
No, you were the Minecraft. Not
basically.
Minecraft, RuneScape.
Yeah, exactly. We were just gamers.
But all of your mates are really cool, and that's the thing about like cliques at school. You just grow up,
and we're all still friends. That's the nice thing. I don't know you're exactly the same.
Yeah.
But I think my first impression of you at school was.
So this is when? Do you mean at school or when?
Sorry,
we were working?
when we worked together.
Because we work in a school.
Yeah, we work in a school. When we first met, because I was on my first year of teaching, he was on his training year. I think I remember just thinking, you're really like-minded and like easy to hang out with, and I remember that being like, oh, that's nice. Like I made a friend quite quickly.
That was nice for me coming in, and again, made good friends with a lot of female teachers. Not the kind of person to be like, oh, all these women. Like I thought it was brilliant professionals. Got on with all of them. But there is just something about having that companion who's male and who's similar age to you. Yeah, there was just something about that.
It's specifically to you because your close group of friends is like a bit of a boy group. It is understandable that it was nice.
It just related more quickly.
Yeah,
I think. Still had those good relationships with people, but you just gravitate towards.
Our first kiss was magical.
I actually remember the day you came in once you shaved your hair off, and I nearly my heart was broken.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, he's not mine.
Do you know whose heart was broken?
Who's that?
Your girlfriend's. When I came in with my head shaved because she thought it was stupid. I quizzed her. We went to the same school all the time.
That was down here.
Yeah, and I said to her I was going to do it, and she was like, "Don't do that." I was like, "Oh, thanks, I've got to." What? I am literally balding.
Sorry, don't do that. Like, just put your head down. Like, can you see the island in the middle of my head?
She was like, "Yeah, you look stupid." I was like, "Brilliant. Haven't got a choice."
She's clarified since.
I know. I like winding her up though.
It's funny. Do it.
I like winding her up.
Why not? But you do. You did look crazy at first too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Did you do it in summer holidays? Yeah. That's the best time to do it.
I don't know. It wasn't the best time to do
Why?
it because I had a tan on my face. Okay, if you're going to shave your head out, blokes or women, whoever's shaving their head, do it in the winter when your skin is a little bit more like the tone of your skin is like, oh, it's going to be the same.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay. My first impression of you was probably, how am I going to milk this guy and make a business out of him?
Oh, that worked.
No, my first impression was, like, I was really thankful that it almost felt immediately like I didn't have to. Everyone does this. Let's be honest. We all put on a bit of an act.
Yeah.
We all put on a bit of an act. Like this podcast, you listen to episode 1 and listen to this one, you'll see the act in episode 1 because we were obviously a bit of like, putting up a front, and your guard comes down after time. Yeah. And the more comfortable you are in a place, or the more comfortable you are with the people around you, the guard comes down. Yeah. And at that point, I felt like I could quickly put my guard down and just be very honest and normal,
just act normal,
and myself.
Yeah.
Because there's no way that I would be making those sounds I make.
One of my favorite
randomly.
things. I will just. We're going to wrap it up. But one of my favorite things of my experience with you in general, right over the years, is when we're together and we are then speaking to a third party that's not like one of our close friends and watching Dylan go into acting mode. Because we all do it, like you said, like, you got the electrician around, suddenly you in your shorts, all right, bro. And you start trying to talk the jargon, trying to fit in.
Oh, mate, I tried to put that electrics back in.
Yeah, I noticed the fuse box was the fuse box was fusing or something like that.
That pipe, mate, that pipe's got no electricity running through it.
Yeah, nothing.
Leaking.
Nothing.
It's leaking.
Leaking. Yeah, we all do it, and Dylan is just the best because he's just. Oh, well.
When you say the best, do you mean the best at doing it, or
no? Ironically, the worst at doing it.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's the best to watch. Like most people are quite seamless. Like you think, oh, it's just their personality. Dylan's like, well, I'm just so you know, I'm acting. And actually, yes, I do speak like this all the time, and it's just so funny because you can see how different he is in real life. And then he comes behind the scenes and starts going blah, 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 with his Tasmanian Devil.
And then I try and have a shower, and it all goes out the window.
One day we're gonna tell you about why the idea of Dylan having a shower is funny.
That's going to be the new glue stick thing.
Yeah.
The shower story.
We haven't told that glue stick story, have we?
Let's not start.
No,
that was just weird. Guys, that was a hook back in season 1 to keep you going back. It worked. I couldn't believe how well it worked. People were
like, they got annoyed.
What is the glue stick? I was like, oh, we've gone too long.
Yeah, we've made this up.
Yeah.
Yeah, one day. We'll
but I've, I struggle. I struggle to put on I feel like I put on a mask sometimes. You know people with like autism talk about masking.
Yeah.
I know you're laughing. Why are you laughing?
Because I just think of you.
I know. But there's like traits and stuff where I'm like, I hate this. We're going to wrap this up. I don't know why I'm talking about this now. But I hate when people just say they've got a condition or something.
Yeah.
Right? And they're not diagnosed.
I've got ADHD.
It's like, you might do.
Yeah.
And this is the problem because, and this is why always I'll just treat people as if they do. Because again, it's like the benefit thing.
Yeah.
There'll be some people who say they've got ADHD and they literally have ADHD. Mm-hmm. And there'll be some people who say ADHD and they're just a bit rude. But then it's their way of just like justifying their rude behavior. But then there's someone else. I know people with ADHD who are so lovely, but they have ADHD, and therefore things present differently. Mm-hmm. And so my blanket thing now is I treat everyone who says that they have ADHD like they do, because the thought of just saying someone doesn't who does is horrendous, and we need to be as inclusive as possible. But then I remember myself. I'm like, I like look at my childhood and stuff, and I'm a teacher now, and I look at children, and I'm like, oh, I do have autism. Like I just do.
That's the way you said it. I'm not laughing at you having autism. I'm laughing at you.
I know. But I'm like, that's me, and in so many situations, and it's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy realizing that you've got something like that. And again, the reason why so many people are trapped is because it will take 4 years to get a diagnosis. You can't do anything about it, and it's not going to change. So I don't care about getting one. But I'm like, and people around me have told me, which has convinced me even more. Like, I definitely do. Yeah,
but I guess that goes back. I didn't want to say any of this obviously for you. It's your thing to say, but that's what's funny about watching you mask, because you try so hard to act a certain way, and then when I know you at a more personal level, and I'm like, oh, that's nothing. I'll watch you in a social situation and be like, that is not Dylan. He is really just putting on an act right now to come across.
And it's tiring. It is tiring when you stop. It's like, it's like in social situations, it's like people say they're introverted and stuff, and all their energy is sapped from being around people. I love being around my mates and stuff, and I don't mind being around people. And if you listen to me like in meetings and stuff, I'm the first one to voice my opinion and stuff like that. But it's because in my head I'm like, because we have to say this because this does not make sense. Yeah. Like I feel like I've got to clarify this thing.
You do get very quick to be angry at anything that's not logical. That's not
logical. If I don't understand, it's so true.
Yeah.
If it's not, but I can switch off with children.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, well, if it's a child, I'm going to teach you. If you don't understand something, I'm going to teach you it. That's absolutely fine. Yeah. When it's an adult saying something completely illogical, which is like in one breath saying that workload's too high, and the second breath saying that you need to do all this stuff, I can't not say anything. I'm like, those two sentences don't go together.
Yeah.
I need to tell you this. Most people will just be like, well, I know they don't, but I'll crack on. Yeah. No, that doesn't make sense. Can we clarify? Do you want us to do that or not then? Because you said we don't have to mark this stuff, but now you're saying that it's bad that there's no marking in there. So which of the two things is this? Because people won't know what to do, and I don't, and I'm going to pretend it's for everyone, but really it's for me because I need to know exactly what's going on.
Do you remember when we did like an autism test for you?
I'm laughing because it's me.
Yeah, it was funny, as if we didn't know what the result was going to be. We both did it.
Wasn't it an IQ test?
No,
because I've done an IQ test, right?
Oh, okay.
And it was loads of intelligences, and it was like memory, vocabulary, spatial, maths, like all these things on like just spider diagrams where they go out, the more score you get.
Yeah.
And you tend to have strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
And again, not blowing my own trumpet, but
smashed it.
Yeah, smashed it. Absolutely smashed all the stuff which doesn't matter about being human. Like, yes, this shape would come next, and this number would come next, and actually that means this, and the opposite.
And this random knowledge, and this logic.
And one of the spider, right? I was in the top between 90 and 100% for all of them. Yeah. Apart from one.
Yeah.
Where I was in the bottom 5%.
Yeah.
And it was emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
And it was simply they showed you two faces of people, and they said click the sad one.
Yeah.
Click the angry one.
Yeah.
And I was in the bottom 5% of the and the spider wheel looked mental. It was a full circle and then a one spike in.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, I can't understand emotion. I was just like, I couldn't believe it. Yeah. It was crazy.
Yeah. Well, one day, we should dive into it more at some point. I don't want people to think that we're flippantly just chucking around diagnoses and stuff.
Not at all.
Because we're not at all. It's
through teaching and seeing it and understanding it. Yeah. And I've had conversations with people around me. I'm like,
a lot of people, to be fair.
Oh. Well.
Yeah. I think you've talked to a lot of people. It's not like it's just me and you confirming something that we think.
Because the one thing I would not want to do is just flippantly say it. Yeah. Because, again, firstly, it's not an excuse for anything because it's my thing. Yeah. I need to live with it.
You never use it as an excuse. You barely have mentioned it before. I'm surprised you even mentioned it here because I didn't think that would be something you ever talked about.
No, but again, I just think it's interesting, and I think people out there who are feeling the same way, just look into it, and it doesn't have to become a thing. You can just have ways of coping with it and being honest and frank with your friends about it. But it's definitely a thing, 100%. And it's played on my mind because I then think, if I got a diagnosis, I'm thinking, what would change? And really, the only thing I think would change for me would be people might view me differently. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, cool. Well, it's not worth it for me then. Yeah. Like, what's the point? Yeah. Really? Yeah. People might think I'm a bit weird or quirky or whatever, but that's fine. I'm not bothered about an official thing. Yeah. So that's why I don't want to bet either, because I might be wrong. I might just have these traits and they're not. Yeah. Not classified as ASD or anything. Yeah. What have you got? Yeah. I've got no toenail. Should we end it there? I got weird at the end, didn't it? Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to be a dad.
This episode was... I'm really sorry. This was the weirdest episode ever. I quite
liked it, though.
We got deep.
Yeah.
Talked about some stuff. Yeah.
And we probably won't be here next week.
Probably not. He's going to be a dad next week. Literally next week. Yeah. And... It's
exciting.
Yeah, it's been weird.
Thanks for the Q&A, guys. Get in touch with us if you've got any stories. Let us know how it's gone on. And maybe share this with your friends, because we might not get a chance next week. Go back and listen to your favourite one. Yeah. And give us some more love in the 5-star reviews and follow us, because we love seeing those numbers go up.
And one day we'll tell you about how Dylan likes to shower.
Oh,
see you later.
What a weird thing to hook them with. Bye. Bye.